Hi, I'm Greg from Moving Minds Hypnotherapy on the Gold Coast, and today we're going to do some tapping on depression, a way where you can help yourself to move through any uncomfortable feelings associated with sadness, hopelessness, and depression. Before we begin, I want to talk a little bit about depression. Okay, what is it? Now, the word depression can be very vague. It's sometimes hard to, definitively describe what it is. The best way I have to describe it is, rather than call it depression, I will call it hopeless and sadness. Okay, so it's a continual feeling of sadness or hopelessness. Okay, by changing it into sadness and hopeless, it actually becomes a lot easier to understand what is depression. Okay, so that's a very good distinction on how to describe it. Now, before we begin this little exercise, it's important to tune into what you're feeling. So what are you sensing? Like when you think about what's happening in life, or that thing that's occurred, or the thing that makes you feel low, what does it feel like? Does it make you feel like you have a heavy heart? Are you beating yourself up in your head? Do you just feel low or lethargic? Is your stomach churning? Okay, think about what it is that you're feeling, how you're interpreting or experiencing sadness and hopelessness. And so feel free to also change any of the words that I use. I'm going to use some of the more commonly experienced experiences of depression and sadness. But at any time, if your experience doesn't match that in which I'm describing, please go ahead and change it. So with that in mind, let's begin. Even though I'm feeling depressed, I want to learn to love and accept myself. Even though I'm feeling depressed, I'm feeling heavy in my heart and having negative thoughts, I want to learn to love and accept myself. Even though I'm feeling depressed and sad, and it feels terrible, I want to learn to love and accept myself. Even though that's hard, especially when I'm so low. It's hard to express this, but I acknowledge it anyway. Maybe in the past I tried to ignore it, or bury it, or hide it. Now I acknowledge it. Even though this feels terrible, I'm choosing to love and accept myself anyway. All this sadness, I feel so heavy. It feels terrible. I don't know how it will get better. I feel hopeless. But I do want to feel better. I want to feel happier and more relaxed. I know what it's like to feel happy and relaxed. Deep breath. But I still feel so hopeless. I've tried to bury it and hide it and push it down, but it just gets worse. I'm not hiding it anymore. It's time to listen and address it. I'm open to letting it go, but it feels like there's so much. It'll take forever. But I have the right to be happy and relaxed. Deep breath. What if I give myself permission to let it go? That sounds way too easy. Maybe I can. I'm willing to try. Maybe I can start to let it go. I'm open to feeling better. I'm taking my power back. Feeling better and more relaxed as I release and let go. Deep breath. Yeah. Tune back into your interpretation of how you're feeling. Your chest, your heart, your head, your energy is now. Compare it to where you were at a few minutes ago. And just notice what you notice. Notice the changes, notice the improvements. And sit with that for a second and wonder to yourself how it's possible that you're feeling better. Maybe a little bit, a lot. Maybe the feeling's changed. Maybe you've just moved through something. Just check in, tune in, and just notice all of the improvements, even if they're subtle, and particularly if they're huge. And just notice that. Sit with that.